Eagles and the Vikings, and it comes your way next on Madden NFL 24.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's the opener of the 2023 NFL season, as it'll be the Armadillos of San Diego taking on the Minnesota Vikings. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
A new season of NFL football is here, and we're off in 2023 on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They'll be led out by a man who nearly broke the single-season rushing record for quarterbacks last season. A true dual threat out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
Coming out of Ohio State, one of the top prospects in the NFL draft, and it was so big that they moved up in the draft to get him, to make sure that they had him. And, boys, he got the full package. Loves the game, big-time arm, 4.4 speed, so good that another quarterback prospect said to him, "What's it feel like to run 4.4? Everybody wants to be that fast."
Here we go, Ty.
Now Fields going to throw on the first play. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1. A lot more to go. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the 33, here's 2nd and 2. One play action. Fields. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. Leading them out, the last active player remaining from the 05 draft, and a name that dominates headlines year-round, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
The NFL's second leading rusher in 2022. Here's Derrick Henry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Now Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. But not the graphic that this fan base wants to see week 1, Charles. They were hoping to see key acquisitions, some bright spots. Instead, we're talking about injuries, preseason injuries that have guys missing here in this one.
And even in today's football, where everyone does their best to try and have their starters ready for week 1, Guys still have to practice. They still have to train. And injuries do crop up. You're exactly right about that, though, Brandon. None of the people supporting this team want to see that graphic on the screen at the start of this game.
Well, a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He gets this to Davante Adams. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
A first red zone opportunity the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Working from the gun. Rodgers. And it's caught. Touchdown. Curtis Samuel from 17 yards out. And the Armadillos are on the board here first in the season opener. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And one of the things we like to hit on every year are the new rule changes. And we got a few for 2023. A lot are procedural, having to do with deadlines and roster construction and such. But two kind of caught my eye, Charles. One is the option to fair catch a kickoff and have it come out to the 25 like it does in college. You like that?
I don't like it at all.
Fighting for it. He's got space. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Now that was an inspirational scramble for a first down, all the while absorbing a big-time hit. Well, we know the guys in the huddle appreciate what he's doing. But how about the guys in the press box, the luxury boxes, the guy who signs his checks, and especially the main guy with the headset on the sideline? I'm not so sure they like that so much.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up second down. Now the 7-year veteran, Austin Eckler. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now it's Fields. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. From the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. As they've got it as we resume action. Running on first down, Eckler. An agile move and a nice gain, then dropped at the 25-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
It's Eckler again. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. But now he appears to be in some pain. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. A man who led the league in yards per carry last year, it's Khalil Herbert.
And he's heating up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Now 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. On the slant, he's got Davis. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run here with Herbert.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
2nd down, they go back to Herbert.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
He'll buy some time right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Fields.
A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And we are tied at 7.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive.
Perfect start to the season on their 1st drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A 1st down carry for Henry. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And he will find his man, Samuel. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. Now another timeout called for by the offense as he'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
In motion goes Raymond.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams.
And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball, just go ahead and finish up the half. and get on out and talk about it.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Dropping this underneath with Herbert.
Well, the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
From the 50, here's Fields. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
So the completion good for 7 there. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
In motion goes Raymond.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Rodgers now on 1st down.
Throw caught by Raymond.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this week 1 contest. From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Now it's Rodgers.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set him up for the 1st and goal.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stepped up in the backfield. To throw is Rodgers.
On the out route, this is Adams with a catch.
5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. snap comes at 1. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked out by Deshaun Elliott. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
They were well aware of the scoreboard as they went into halftime, and they know how tough it's been to put up any kind of points. But if there's a positive after that play, is that they were able to take a shot at the end zone on their opening drive of this half. The negative, though, that shot at 6 ended in an interception, and we know that's not going to jumpstart this struggling offense.
Tackle that time by Ronnie Harrison. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Once more, here's Eckler. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
This is swung out to Eckler. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Henry again on 2nd down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Here's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. Henry. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. Toward the pylon, caught. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They'll bring a tight end in motion. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. And his kick is right there. It's good, and in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And now out comes Minnesota.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. Fields on first down. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Play action. It's Fields. And this is going to be intercepted. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mills used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Here comes second down.
Throwing is Rodgers. Finding Samuel. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. To throw is Rodgers. Flush to his right. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. A give. Eckler running to the right.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he's got room. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the fourth.
Well, any thoughts about overtime have ended at this juncture. That touchdown puts them up 6. I would imagine they'll kick the extra point now and rely on their defense.
And rely on their defense. So a little bit of time left on the clock here in the fourth, but they got to feel good now.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
So Aaron Rodgers and his offense trailing 17-10, a little under a minute to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Back to throw, Rodgers. Connecting with Hill, and he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. Rodgers to throw. And that's complete to Adams. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Now Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Back to throw. Open man is Raymond. He's got it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. He's back to throw. Slant to Adams. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Now first and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. Now second down and a few inches. They'll give Henry another shot. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with the extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Wow, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
They're going to try and run for it. And he's going to get in for the 2 points. It was an incredibly gutsy call, but they've taken the lead by a point late in the game. So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. Here's first and 10.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Fields. That'll be caught by Hill. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. And one last throw here for Fields. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1. And one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for our visitors, they can breathe a sigh of relief as they're able to eke out the 1-point victory here in the opener. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL.